Hello. Alright, so I have some tough news to start things out. Basically, I did actually end up getting sacked from LEGO Padme FC, and the reason there hasn't really been many uploads is actually a mixture of two things. One, which is that, obviously, I've not been at a club, so not really too much to report on. And the second one is actually that my voice just went. Somebody tried to take out my voice box, man. They don't want me speaking up. I think it was something, I think they might have just given me a drink or something, LEGO Padme FC. Like, this is obviously a big accusation, but I think they gave me some kind of weird drink that stopped me from kind of speaking out against the club and kind of some of the hypocrisy that's actually taking place within the ranks of LEGO Padme FC. So, after the previous weekend, it was actually a bit of a flop in terms of our season. Last season was awful as we move into this next season now. And I don't really know what to say. I don't know whether it was my team, they weren't fighting for me. Obviously, Big Backhouse was at the helm for one of the weeks. It basically just ended up going really badly. And it's the worst season I've ever had as a manager. You know, at any club, not just LEGO Padme FC. So, it was a really tough time. And I don't really blame the club for getting rid of me, to be honest. As we're just literally getting, well, the club is actually getting some rewards for the last weekend, which I think I only got silver 1 or something like that, which is kind of peak. So they got rid of me, and instantly they decided to bring in Haydn Hughes. So he is the current manager of this club that you're seeing right now, at this stage. So this is actually the first week, which I think is about 2 or 3 weeks ago now. I'm actually having to delve through the archives of the footage of what's been going on at LEGO Padme FC. So he decided to bring in kind of a former Real Madrid team. He's got the likes of Ozil, Cristiano Ronaldo, Benzema, Modric, Di Maria, Marcelo, Ramos, Varane. It's kind of, you know, the whole gang. And he really just kind of had this vision that he could create the ultimate counter-attack that was created by Jose Mourinho and really just destroy FUT champions. Now, you know, I was watching on TV, obviously back at my house with LEGO Padme. She wasn't too happy that they released me, but she actually stayed home for a lot of the matches because I wasn't allowed in the stadium. They wouldn't even allow me anywhere near the team, fearing that I was going to mess up the tactics. They just really kind of lost all kind of hope for me, really, in terms of how I got the strats. So I think what Haydn was trying to do is kind of drop back the team and kind of force the counter-attack and force the opposition to kind of come onto him a bit. And then just hit them really, really hard. And I have to say, like, he's actually come up with quite a decent kind of strategy. And watching on, you know, as a manager myself, I like to see what's going on tactically in the games. And quite a lot of the games, I was actually quite impressed. So he's put Ozil in the middle, and he's got Torreira and Modric as a double pivot. He's decided to build up with the double pivot. It makes it quite easy to build up against a high press, just having those two CDMs. Mesut Ozil, and he seemed to get on the ball quite happily too, as he gets an assist. And I don't know if you watched Real Madrid back in the day, but the boy Ozil, he comes up with the assist. It just seems to be, he seems to have a magic touch. He really does. So Cristiano Ronaldo going down this left side, gives it to your boy Karim Benzema, and he slots it home. And at this point in time, I think I was actually tucking into a Fanta Strawberry. Now the funny thing is that the Fanta Strawberries, depending on kind of what planet they come from, they actually taste a little bit different. So today I decided to get a little Camino Fanta Strawberry fresh in. And there's an area of Camino, not many people kind of know about this, where it actually rains Fanta Strawberry. Like when it you know, certain days of the year, it's a stormy time. And Fanta Strawberry just coming on down. Yeah, we'll take it quite happily too. So Mesut Ozil, banging one home as I'm getting the first sip. Oof. Tell you what, that's a little bit sexy too. And, you know, he's getting goals, he's getting assists. In terms of goal contributions, is this going to be another assist? It actually is. Like, Mesut Ozil, fair enough. And I think Haydn, I was speaking to him after the games. So obviously I thought it would be kind of nice, a nice bit of courtesy, really, to help out the new manager and perhaps, you know, ease him in to becoming the new manager of LEGO Padme FC. And, you know, I just thought I'd be nice to the lad, and to be honest, it didn't really seem like he needed my help at all. He had a really good system sorted out, the double pivot, And Torreira at the base of the midfield here just seems to be picking passes, sweeping up the midfield like no other. And Cristiano Ronaldo down that left side's a bit sexy too. But Ozil picking out your boy Benzema. I'll tell you what, it's lethal. And you'll see that a lot of these goals, I was speaking to Haydn about kind of his strategy, and he was saying a lot of his goals really are just all about the counter-attack. We got the fastest counter-attack in FUT Champs, and he was really kind of taking a lot of pride in that. You know, really a lot of pride as he gets an offside goal, which is kind of peak. But Benzema, as you can see, they just seem to have a different level of determination, and he actually managed to get these players as a bit of a package deal. It was a bit of a package kind of job lot deal for all of the Real Madrid gang. And Jabba the Hutt was happy to supply. He was happy to supply all the chaps. So, you know, fair enough. Fair enough to Haydn Hughes. You know, it's tough to see myself sitting on the sofa, you know, having a little sip of the Fanta Strawberry and obviously not being at the helm of the club. But I have to actually give credit where credit is due, because Haydn Hughes is actually doing what some might call a bit of a madness. So, Torreira down this right-hand side gives it to your boy, whoever that is. I think that was Di Maria. And he's looking to get on the ball. He's looking to play the boy Florenzi, who's actually one of the newer lads as well coming in. Ozil linking up with Benzema. What's he going to do? Mesut Ozil weaves around the centre-back. I mean, I've got to say, I was trying to get him myself. And I'm really kind of not happy that I didn't manage to secure Mesut Ozil, because the guy is just taking teams to pieces. And, you know, he's not the quickest. They're low. As if they just cut my mic again. It seems to happen every time. Now, that's kind of peak. I'll tell you something else is kind of peak. Lego Padme, I was just having a chat there now, and I've actually got to be a little bit quiet, because I'm actually just sitting down in the Jedi archives. Let's turn to this little page here, man. So, it reads here that apparently some lad called Sheev is trying to take control of the club from within right now, and he's actually gaining more and more votes from the board to become essentially the dictator of the club. So he would have complete control of the club. Now that's a little bit scary. The guy's a bit drastic. The guy is a bit drastic. And if he actually becomes the majority owner of the club and has complete power over the club, then Lega Padme FC could be in big trouble. So I really hope that doesn't come to pass. But somebody else that I really hope doesn't pass right now, Alessandrini. He gets it across for Mane. That's a little bit peak. Unlucky Haydn Hughes. And he actually goes 1-0 down here, because there is actually a bit of a weakness that I noticed tactically with Haydn Hughes, is that he seemed to drop his defence so far back that it was actually allowing a lot of room to be exploited. And, you know, if a team's actually pretty decent on the ball, they can just go right up to you, man. They really can just go right up to you and find their little pockets. If you're not putting enough pressure on them, then it can be done against a good enough opponent. But that's the thing. Haydn's counter-attacks were just lethal. They really were lethal as the opposition tries to hit him here, and they do. My goodness me, he's under threat. That's a little bit peak. And I think as this was actually happening, I was tucking into some chicken nuggets and chips, and it was tasting nice. So it's kind of, my brain was actually deciding whether to be happy or sad, really, because what I'm seeing on my screen, you know, what I was actually watching, I was not happy about at all. But those, you know, the ketchup, it really stings your tongue nicely in that nice little way. And then all of a sudden Ramos bangs it. And then you're happy in every way. Haydn H, I'm cheering for the boy. You know, I really do want him to bring the club to another level. As tough as it is to see myself go, like I really do want to see him succeed. And I think that really brought it out of me. It really, that moment there, just really intensified my feelings for the club, and I really do want it to succeed, like I say, man. And then the free kick comes in. Cristiano Ronaldo, please. Haydn H, this could be massive for the boy. Honestly, because the board of directors, my goodness me, they're pretty brutal. You know, they can get rid of you in a heartbeat if you don't get the results. And he needs it here. But unfortunately for the boy, he suffers his first L. And I thought it was actually quite inflammatory, you might say, what I saw after the game. The opposition manager, I think it was Connor Bradish, was doing a take the L emotes. He was doing it for like, he actually even brought like a mini kind of Bluetooth speaker and sat it down next to him and actually synced up like perfectly with the Fortnite kind of emote, take the L dance music. And I just thought that was really quite rude. And it got the salt pumping. It really did. I could see Haydn H kind of balling up his fist, and he went to swing. And he accidentally punched Shannon the Cannon. And I'll tell you what, he's been sat there for time trying to motivate the chaps. And the chaps aren't even taking him seriously. But Shannon the Cannon, he took that punch seriously, mate. I'll tell you that for fun. He swung for Hayden's stomach and he felt it. He went down to the ground, suffering for air. Help me, he screams. He screamed it. Help me, lad. Help me, Shannon the Cannon. And he did. He helped him up. He was like, oh, sorry, champ. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, champ. I didn't mean it, man. Let's go, champ. And he got him back up. And that's what you got to do. You got to get back up. You got to continue fighting. He managed to actually get a good partnership with Shannon the Cannon Briggs and get the team to 10-1. Fair enough. You know, after losing that early, he's turned it around. He's come up against a lot of big teams. And he's gone 10-1. So, the board of directors, I was actually, I was hearing from Lego Padme that they were thinking of sacking the boy. You know, they're thinking of throwing him out. And then the results came in, and then they started to gain a bit of confidence. So I was really happy for Haydn Hughes. I was really happy for him, but it was quite clear that Tarkin, the opposition manager that flew in on an Imperial Star Destroyer, was not messing about this game. He starts off very, very nicely, 2-0, quite early. And he has a clone of Cristiano. And that clone seems to be performing a bit better. So this is up against the big boy, the Imperials, man. Oh, man, it's tough. But that's the thing, he had to come up with a tactical solution. Zaha coming on, I think, for his added pace. Modric opening him up through the middle. And that was lovely play. You could tell that was on the training ground type stuff. Mesut Ozil looks to open him. Zaha tackled. And that's that. And I hate to tell you the news. Haydn Hughes, he got sacked after that game. They dropped out of the tournament. He got sacked. And all the players went as well. So there you have it, chaps and chapettes. In the next episode, you're going to see the next 2 weeks of FUT Champions. Lego Padme FC. Who's going to be the next manager, man? It's scary times for the club.